Empowering communities to share and use energy for a better tomorrow. My name's Josh Harvey. I'm the head of strategy for Essential Energy. I actually have one of the best jobs, I think, in Australia. And the reason for that is pretty simple. Very, very rare in someone's life do you live in a situation where not only is the world changing around data, the industry you work in is changing around data. The company you're working for fundamentally is transforming, and it's becoming more and more centred around what customers and our ecosystems need to be able to leverage the value that our network provides. So you have to pull me up a little bit. I tend to move around, I tend to move forward. We're a bit unlike most other distributors in Australia. Sorry, a little jab. So Essential Energy has a very, very unique territory that we serve. Out of the 11 different ecosystems that the world offers, we service 10 of them. The only thing we don't cover off is permafrost, which is in Siberia somewhere. Historically, we've actually had one of the most challenging networks to actually service globally. As you can see, we have one of the lowest ratio of pole to consumer areas. So we have lots more asset and cost to manage with very, very few people to actually service that cost over our network. We've got a significant number of communities and we feel blessed to be able to service them every day. And we have a significantly ageing network that needs to be serviced as we go forward. But we actually see that as a significant opportunity. We service some of the best renewable territory in Australia. We provide a network that is absolutely ripe and should be transitioned from being a poles and wires business to a provider of a physical and digital platform to which our providers, our ecosystem and our customers can take advantage in the future. But it also means that we need to transition as a business to be a significant master in what is a very, very complex transition, not only in the next couple of years, but I feel in the next 15 to 20. And be able to leverage, be informed and take advantage of key technology steps as they become relevant for our ability to leverage them for the benefit of our customers and our ecosystem. This includes things like peer-to-peer trading in the form of being able to have transactions that happen between different distributed energy resources in our environment and leverage the value that the network provides. Storage technology and the ability to be able to buy time on a commodity that in its essence is time independent. It allows us to be able to start to leverage and move the Internet of Things into a live environment on a scale that in general is not known in the current world technology footprint. We worked out that if we even take just a minute of data on every pole that we have year on year, that's about 1.2 billion data points daily. So you can understand the challenge, but also the excitement we have in moving into transformation. But it actually is very, very easy to get lost in the tools and the excitement of data and technology. In essence, what we're actually trying to do is work out how to make better decisions. And we look at that in three different prisms. How do we make sure that we're making better business or financial decisions, which means that we're commercially viable? How do we make sure that we're putting the customer in the centre of every decision that we make, and that customer is able to take advantage at a personal level the information that we provide to them? And how do we make sure that we're deploying sound engineering decisions to make sure that we're providing a safe and reliable network? If you go down and you actually deploy decisions that are optimal in a business and a customer sense, you have something that the customer loves, that is financially viable and will probably fall down tomorrow. If you bias customer and engineering, that's called gold plating, and people don't like that so much. And if you look at it from a business and engineering point of view, you have something customers don't want. So being able to actually strike the balance of all three of those and make optimal decisions with optimal data sits right in the middle of those prisms. Which means that as we go forward, we're not talking about data. What we're talking about is what are the critical decisions that we need to make to be able to hit that sweet spot. To allow that to happen, we need to be able to capture the right data at the right time in the right frequency. This is interesting. So that's the exercise that we're going through at the moment. In doing that, however, we're also overlaying this with being able to start to move towards the digital economy. And the digital economy is actually starting to recognise that data is an asset. It's a very unique asset because a lot of other assets depreciate over time and use, where data does not. Data does have a life cycle, but it can still be used by multiple parties. So as we start to move into the information economy, it's about being able to leverage the activities we do within our boundaries and see how we can actually share that with the communities that we serve. So it becomes another asset category in our book, which is something that's quite unique in how we actually approach not only data, but the way that we run our business. With that, I think it's appropriate to hand over to Neil, because I think as a team and an ecosystem, we work very well together with partners such as Neil. I think he can add to that.